Live from the Western Mass News Studios in Springfield, this is Better Western Mass.
Yes, it is. Hello, everybody. More people in the U.S. are now fully vaccinated against COVID-19 than people who have had the disease since the pandemic began. Good afternoon and welcome here to Better Western Mass on this Tuesday afternoon. I'm Taylor Jacobs. So yesterday, the CDC released much anticipated guidelines for fully vaccinated Americans. Mandy Gaither has all you need to know.
For the first time, there are recommendations for fully vaccinated Americans.
When I say fully vaccinated, I mean people who are 2 weeks after their second dose of either the Pfizer or Moderna vaccines, or 2 weeks after a single dose of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine.
The CDC recommends those who are fully vaccinated can visit other fully vaccinated people in small gatherings indoors without masks or social distancing. And the agency says fully vaccinated people can also visit with unvaccinated people from a single family without masks or social distancing if those they're meeting are not at high risk for severe illness from COVID-19.
When fully vaccinated people are visiting with unvaccinated people from multiple households, everyone should wear masks and physically distance and meet outdoors in a well-ventilated space.
If a fully vaccinated person is exposed to COVID-19, the CDC says there's no need for that person to quarantine as long as they're asymptomatic. The agency says it's not changing its guidance on travel and continues to advise against it, stressing that there are still high levels of virus around the country and highly contagious variants have now been confirmed in nearly every state.
While we work to quickly vaccinate people more and more each day, we have to see this through. Let's stick together. Please keep wearing a well-fitting mask and taking the other public health actions we know work to help stop the spread of this virus.
I'm Mandy Gaither reporting.
All right, well, Western Mass News is your vaccine authority, and we remain that way by taking more of your vaccine-related questions right to the experts to get you answers. This afternoon, we turn to Dr. John O'Reilly, the Chief of Pediatrics of Baystate Health. Hey there, Dr. O'Reilly. Glad to have you on here today. And the first question comes from a viewer by the name of Brandy. So they write, if I have been fully vaccinated by my friends and have not, is it safe for me to be around them without a mask as long as they wear theirs?
Well, Brandy, I'm going to agree with the head of the CDC, who was just on right before me, and to say the good news out of all this is you are safe, you are protected, and the real emphasis should be about protecting your friends. So I think what we want to do is talk to our friends about what are their risk factors. Do they have some of these medical conditions? So have that conversation. So if they're at low risk, then you want to be sure that you're only meeting with one family or one pod at the time. So you meet a friend who is in low risk with their family. The more friends you try to bring together at the same time, the higher the risk level is. So multiple families, multiple pods means everyone's wearing a mask. The other thing to consider is where you're going to meet your friends. Indoor spaces, bars, restaurants, gyms are still at risk for aerosolized virus. So if you're meeting them in that sort of location, you probably still want to wear your mask. So it's a warm day outside, get outside, meet your friends, and start to enjoy our life after the pandemic.
I like it. I like it there. All right, so how about this one? And this one actually, I feel like a lot of our viewers would be thinking, should my kids wear masks around their grandparents? And these grandparents are vaccinated. Tom writes this.
So Tom, this is great news all across the country. And all those grandparents who spent hours trying to get a vaccine appointment, this is where it pays off. So the CDC is now saying if you are visiting the family of your grandkids and that family is at low risk and it's one family, take off the mask, give them hugs, no social distancing, start to take photos, tell stories, read books, make your memories for this post-pandemic era. So you'll be safe. But one family at a time, not the family reunion at this point.
All right, so spring is in the air, but then also love by the sound of it when you can go hug your family members and stuff there too. All right, so how about this one before we wrap up? What are my chances of getting COVID if, let's say, I've been vaccinated? I hear the vaccine doesn't protect against all of these strains we've heard of. Lillian writes this.
So Lillian, you're correct in that. I think the good news out of all this for all the studies is all of the vaccines prevent serious COVID illness and death. So that's the bottom line for all the vaccines. Yes, there's been some lab studies that show that the neutralizing antibodies we get from the vaccine are less effective against the Brazilian strain, but your immune system is much more than neutralizing antibodies. And we haven't shown any direct cases of this Brazilian variant causing disease in people that are vaccinated. Luckily, the British variant, the B117, is very sensitive to the vaccines, and I think will be protected. I think what we're doing, the CDC is checking more of these genomes. So luckily soon we'll be able to know what variant is in our area, and that might adjust what safety precautions we take. And the other thing to say is variants come out because people get infected. And we need to stop these super spreader events where you see the college kids everywhere. I think the idea is in public, still wear your mask, still social distance, and still avoid the big crowds. Keep yourself safe and prevent the spread of even more deadly variants.
Yeah, so there's light at the end of the tunnel, but we're not specifically there yet. All right, well, Dr. O'Reilly, there's also some light outside. You got to go outside and enjoy this day. I told you that before the interview. Take care, all right? You are free.
Get walking.
Free. There you go. There you go. Get those lungs some air. All right, everybody. And we want to continue to keep taking more vaccine questions like those to the experts. Have something you want to ask the doc? Just send an email over to vax@westernmassnews.com, and your question could be asked live on the air. Coming up on Better Western Mass, details on a mobile app that is designed to help you get in tune with your body and also make dealing with pain a bit more bearable. Plus, a peek at some delicious meals for you to try on St. Patrick's Day. You'll want to stay with us. Time for some better health, everybody. And chronic pain is something that so many of us deal with on a daily basis, whether it's a sore back, neck pain, or maybe even those knees aren't as flexible as they used to be. So the My Life Mindfulness mobile app actually is a program designed to help you get in tune with your body and also make dealing with the pain a bit more bearable.
We created an incredible journey tackling chronic pain. So during the 11-day program in our app, we provide people tips and exercises to help them change their relationship to pain and learn to manage it. Now, it's not a substitute for medical care or treatment, but it's a complement to the treatment you're already getting to help ease the burden. So we focus on a series of techniques. We start with basic mindfulness, practices like breathing and focusing on stillness. And then we move to more sensory awareness kind of practices. One of the techniques here, for example, is shifting your attention to the different physical sensations that arise as you sit and stand throughout the day. Another involves waking up the body with small mindful movements and paying attention to how it feels, especially those areas of the body that you might be shy to engage because of the pain.
All right, there, Jamie says that they add that the sessions are easy to do in the mornings when you wake up in the mornings or even a quiet moment at work or even home. The key is to really recognize and accept discomfort instead of letting it ruin your life. The My Life app is free and available over in your phone's app store. It's owned by the parent company of this TV station, the Meredith Corporation. Just ahead, everyone, on Better Western Mass, 2020 was a good year for erasing credit card debt. We'll explain when we come back. And this St. Patrick's Day, leave green-hued food in the past and lean into the Irish culture with dishes that go beyond corned beef and cabbage. A live interview with a chef from Ireland is straight ahead. All right, this should be fun. St. Patrick's Day is about a week or so away, and even if you're only Irish once a year, you'll want to observe year-round with the delicious and traditional meal we are about to discuss. This afternoon, we are chatting with Chef Catherine Fulvio, who is joining us live all the way from Ireland. Welcome to the show, Chef. This is Taylor Jacobs talking with you. So, Chef Catherine, I'm assuming, as with every holiday tradition, there are some misconceptions. So what are people getting wrong about the traditional St. Patrick's Day celebration?
Oh, that's so interesting you ask, and thank you for having me on the show, by the way. Couple of things you are getting right. You're wearing green for St. Patrick's Day. That's good, because we wear green too. And we display shamrock, which I think you guys do too as well, because that's important. That's a really old Irish tradition.
No doubt about that.
So if you get those right, you're already perfect. Now, what are you getting wrong? Well, it's not that it's going wrong for you, but it's just not what we do in Ireland. We don't drink green beer on St. Patrick's Day, and we don't eat corned beef and cabbage. Does that surprise you?
Yes, it does, actually. I thought that was a staple.
Yeah, it's not Irish. Well, I think the corned beef and cabbage is Irish American, so you're okay. You can have that. But what we have here in Ireland is we have a fabulous green countryside. So I like to celebrate all the great ingredients that we have at this time of the year. And our animals are outside practically all year round. Our dairy cattle are out 250 days of the year. So they're 95% grass-fed. So then truly grass-fed take this wonderful creamy milk and they make ghee and they make delicious cheese and they make great butter. So I start with great Irish ingredients first. And then I go ahead and make what I want to serve up on St. Patrick's Day. So I hope this inspires. What I have here are some classic scones. So these are typically Irish, but I use the ghee for baking, which gives a lovely light finish. And I also used the beautiful cheddar cheese. So this is my aged cheddar cheese. So you've got that umami of buttery, cheesy flavor coming through. So I think that will work really well with, ta-da, my Irish seafood chowder. So here I have smoked bacon, ghee, Irish salmon. Listen, I put a few potatoes in. I hope that's okay because it's Irish.
Fine.
So I had to put in a few potatoes. And then also in here are prawns and smoked chowder and some cream and some lovely herbs from my garden. So together, I think this is just a marriage, a unison of the most wonderful flavors to celebrate St. Patrick's Day. So does that inspire you to steer clear of the corned beef and cabbage? Yeah,
I'm finally celebrating correctly, speaking with you. And as we were chatting just before this, with so many parades and stuff canceled around, at least here in the States, folks who want to get that Irish spirit on, this is some inspiration, Chef Catherine. So how do people get these recipes? It's good to look at it, but sometimes we need that extra help from the pros.
Yeah, all the recipes are up on the website, trulygrassfed.com. And there's also the recipe for this beautiful chocolate and stout pudding as well, using the ghee. Absolutely gorgeous. This will finish off your St. Patrick's Day perfectly.
I can hear the keyboards tapping away as people go over there. All right, Chef Catherine, we are officially out of time. I really appreciate it. Happy St. Patrick's Day, and thank you for that cultural lesson. Take care. All right, so let's shift gears here, where 2020 was a year most might like to forget, but according to a new report, it did at least bring some good news when it comes to credit card debt here in the U.S. Mandy Gaither is back now to explain.
Every year for the past decade, consumers have added an average of $54.2 billion in credit card debt, according to Wallet Hub. But in a recently released study, the personal finance website says in 2020, Americans got rid of nearly $83 billion in debt, an all-time record.
These numbers were a little bit surprising to see, but this is good news. It means that people during the pandemic were really prioritizing paying down their debt instead of incurring new debt.
But when it comes to 2021, experts don't expect that downward debt trend to continue.
Based on our projections, we're probably looking at Americans to add another $50 billion to their total tab collectively by the end of the year, which is more on track by what we've seen for the last 10 years or so.
Still working to pay off those credit cards, experts say to be aggressive.
Say you have 2 credit cards that you really want to pay down. You want to put the most money on top of whatever it is that has either the highest interest rate, so maybe focus on paying off your most expensive debt first, or maybe the smallest balance, kind of looking at the snowball approach, where you're just paying off whatever you can so that you get one entire bill kind of out of your life.
For Consumer Watch, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Coming up on Better Western Mass, we've got a preview of tonight's brand new episode of People TV. Don't touch that dot. Welcome back, folks. Let's shift gears and bring you some entertainment news. Here's a look at what's coming up on tonight's new episode of People TV.
Tonight on People, my interview with Katie Couric, who's taking over as guest host of Jeopardy for 2 weeks. I bet that's exciting, but also maybe a little bit nerve-wracking. I mean, those are some big shoes to fill.
Alex Trebek was, honestly, so admired and heralded for being at the helm of that show for more than 3 decades. But, and I think everyone was crushed when he passed away. But it's a real honor to at least try to keep his spirit alive and to, be a part of what I think is not really a game show, but is really an American institution.
Did you learn anything about yourself hosting this program?
Well, that I'm not one scintilla as intelligent as the typical Jeopardy contestant. These people are so smart and so well-versed in such a panoply of topics. And, it just made me think I need to go back to elementary school, much less college. They're so smart.
More with Katie tonight on People as we get her thoughts on Oprah's interview with Harry and Meghan.
All right, and also some more entertainment news for you this weekend. Taylor Swift, Cardi B, and Billie Eilish are all set to take the stage at the Grammy Awards this Sunday. Harry Styles, Bad Bunny, and Megan Thee Stallion are all also on this short list of performers. The Academy said in a statement that, quote, artists will be coming together while still safely apart to play music for each other, music that unites us all. And keep in mind, folks, the Grammys were originally supposed to take place back on January 31st, but were delayed because of this pandemic. The show, though, will air live from the Staples Center in Los Angeles on our sister station. Same home for People TV, CBS 3. You gotta be there, folks. 8 p.m. Sunday. Coming up, on Better Western Mass, students have been waiting patiently for their return to the classroom, and their wait is coming to an end as states are starting to reopen the hybrid learning models. And let's send you off to break with a look at your steal and deal.
Well, let me tell you what's going on. This is an idea that you're going to say, why didn't I think of that? This is the touchscreen purse. And right now, we're all trying to be as clean as possible, simplify our lives as much as possible, be as organized as much as possible, really be aware of our surroundings. You know how that goes? This is such a fabulous idea because when I leave the house, I have to have my phone. Now, oh my gosh, I need my hands. Do I put my phone down? No. Now, I have it. This touchscreen purse has a great place to put my phone in the back, but here's the unbelievable part. This really works. Oh my gosh, I love it. It works with all different sizes of phones, and the phone can be in the case, and you have space for keys and readers and lip gloss and whatever you want to have in there, which I have all my stuff in there, so it's all good to go. I'm not the only one who thinks it's a great idea. Laura Grenier from Shark Tank, who is a sweetheart, by the way, thinks it's a great idea as well. We have different patterns and different colors, so you can definitely have them to match different outfits. But now when you leave the house, you're not going to have to go, oh no, I don't want to put my phone down on the table and walk away. Oh no, I have too many things in my hand, right? How easy and streamlined and efficient is your life? Voila! Crossbody, RFID protection, adjustable, all the technology you want, and it's going to work with any of the phones that you use. By the way, it's also 20% off on localsteals.com.
All right, welcome back, everybody. So about 24 dogs rescued from an overcrowded Texas shelter are now in California, where they are hoping at least to find some forever homes. A team of animal activists banding together, hoping to save these dogs from being put down. Our Western Mass News correspondent Blake Devine reports.
After severe winter weather struck Texas, thousands of pets ended up at shelters. This overflow of animals meant tough times for kennels caring for all these creatures.
They were at risk for euthanasia. When shelters reach that kind of capacity, it's not humane to keep so many animals in a small space.
With a whimper for help, Santa Barbara County Animal Services stepped up to the plate, putting together a team to transport 22 dogs and 1 cat from El Paso.
Taking these animals that are in an area that is not as fortunate as us in terms of animal welfare and be able to find them forever homes was something we just couldn't pass up on.
Taking a 20-hour round trip to Tucson, 2 Care for Paws cars picked up the pups.
I had 14 in my van. Wendy had 9 in hers. It was a little bit noisy at times, but they were great passengers.
The dogs were very calm, got along very well with one another, and the journey went very well.
They arrived in Santa Barbara late Saturday night and are now safe and sound.
So happy. They are all dogs that have been in the shelter system for a long time. Some of them for more than a year.
Thus far, Santa Barbara County Animal Services received 350 applications for these dogs from Texas, but they're not the only animals in need of homes.
We know that there's going to be some disappointed adopters because we have 22 dogs.
We hope that people realize that there's pets that need homes every day of the week and they don't have to be from Texas.
Up for adoption, these pups are hoping for a new home.
There's nothing like the love of a shelter dog. You know that you're saving them. You can find them good homes.
A Texas Tuesday adoption event is taking place this week at the shelter. In Santa Barbara, I'm News Channel reporter Blake Devine.
All right, well, now to Philadelphia, where 53 schools have now reopened for kindergarten through second grade using a hybrid learning format. That means parents who opted months ago to return to in-person learning sent their kids to class this week, while all other students continued remote. Teachers and staff at the Philadelphia Performing Arts String Theory Charter School literally rolled out the red carpet for their students' return. That's pretty neat. It's also back to the classroom 2 days a week for Westlake High School. This out in Ventura County, California. Students say they're excited to return to at least some kind of normalcy and that they're fine with having one group return to campus in the morning and then, get this, also a second group come in the afternoon. The changes we got to make in these times of the pandemic. But as we were talking about with Dr. John O'Reilly, there's at least some light at the end of this tunnel. The CDC releasing those new recommendations, keyword there, on how not to put yourself at risk and others for transmitting this virus. So you can go check that out over on our website, westernmassnews.com, or download our free mobile app, everybody. I promise you, you'll learn something. You scan through there for a few minutes. Take care. I'll catch you again tomorrow morning. Be well.